And we're back. In this video, we are going to be discussing two long-forgotten Dungeons & Dragons techniques that can improve your game and also challenge your players. But before we get into what those two techniques are, we need to look closely at our philosophy and definition of role-playing. By looking at this closely, we might be able to understand why these techniques were lost for the past 50 years, and if you want to just go ahead and skip ahead, I have included timestamps below. Hi, I'm Scudder Mike. Welcome to the channel. Here we like to play old school RPGs in the style of our founders, Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. One of the largest divides between old school and modern games is how we define role-playing. So let's go ahead and look at both definitions. By modern definitions, role-playing is when the player makes choices based upon an idea of who the character is. This idea is informed by the bonds, ideals, and fetishes that the player creates for the PC during character creation. Sessions have a strong emphasis on combat with monsters and role-playing interactions with NPCs. In fact, there's an entire section on the 5th edition character sheet dedicated to charisma and role-playing based abilities. And most classes have some sort of feature or benefit that will aid the player in succeeding at interactions with NPCs. Actual plays like Dimension 20, Acquisitions Incorporated, and of course Critical Role have cemented in the RPG zeitgeist that playing Dungeons & Dragons is fighting monsters, adopting the personality of your PC, and taking them through a journey to accomplish backstory objectives. Role-playing had a completely different definition in old school Dungeons & Dragons. In original D&D, the basic and expert box sets, and AD&D, the classes' roles were much more clearly defined. Clerics turned undead and healed. Magic users would cast spells and would need to be protected by the more powerful characters. Thieves would steal, pick locks, and disarm traps. And fighters would, you guessed it, become baristas at magic school coffee shops. Wait, that's not right. Hold on. Oh, they would fight things. PCs were expected to adhere closely to their alignment, as detailed on page 23 of the AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide. Alignment was a big deal back then, and there were some serious consequences if players were not very careful. For example, a paladin who committed evil acts would be relegated to the fighter class, stripped of all of its powers. And that's only just one example. In modern editions of Dungeons & Dragons, classes are a lot more samey. Most classes have some spellcasting capabilities, and there's usually some subclass option that allows a class to break into a new role. For example, warlocks and sorcerers that can heal, or wizards that can become melee fighters. And if you believe RPG YouTube, alignment can be completely disregarded, as it's seen mostly as a constraint placed upon players and their ability to roleplay. And if you agree with that, that's cool. Have fun, enjoy your game. But the rest of this video might not be for you. But before you click on one of my awesome solo play videos, please hit like and subscribe, or leave a comment telling me how there's no right way to play the game. And now, let's get into those forgotten techniques that can help you improve your game. On page 86 of the AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide, we can see that when a PC earns enough experience points to level up, they must first go into training before they can receive the benefits of that level. And that training is quite expensive, 1,500 gold pieces per level per week of training. So for example, a thief only needs 1,250 XP to go from levels 1 to 2. But training costs are more than that. So this requires that the thief lie, cheat, and steal, and really hustle to make that extra ends meet so he can afford his training for level 2. This might seem strange to a modern D&D player who's used to their DM allowing them to level up mid-adventure and ding like a World of Warcraft character and receive all of their spells, abilities, and feats right away. And you might be asking yourself, why would anyone want to use this, or how is this going to improve my game? Well, there's a couple ways. First, there's finally something for you to spend all that treasure on. And there's never going to be enough gold circulating in the economy to pay for all that training. So your players are going to be begging you for more sessions. They are going to be canceling far less frequently if they know that they have to show up to get their PCs paid. Also, if you have to train a week to receive your level, the pacing of your game is going to be a lot more logical. Long gone are the days when your heroes will level up from 1 to 10 in just a couple of days in the game world. Also, the acquisition of these new abilities will make more logical sense because your players are getting trained by experts on how to use these abilities and spells. But, most importantly, it requires that your players slow down and think about each of their actions before they take them because of our final technique. Grading your players based upon their ability to adhere to their class's role and their alignment. Also on page 86, we can see that Gary has given us 4 grades to give our players based upon how much they deviate from their character's role and alignment. The higher your score, the more weeks you have to spend in training to level up. With a grade of exceptional, a player did not deviate from their alignment or their class role at all, and they earn 1 point. With a rank of superior, they earn 2 points, and this means that they made a couple of decisions that deviated from their class's role or their alignment. Fair gives them 3 points, and it means that they've messed up quite a few times. And lastly, with the rating of poor, you've earned yourself 4 points. And this means that you barely adhered to your class's role and you disregarded your alignment completely. You then add up all of your points for this current level and then divide by that number. This is your average score, and it will detail the number of weeks that you need to spend in downtime. That's 1,500 gold per week per level. Ouch. Playing your character's alignment or class role even slightly out of its normal parameters could end you up in training for weeks with thousands upon thousands of gold in cost, and with one-to-one time restrictions, might leave your PC out of the game for quite a while. This encourages players to roleplay, to play their role well, instead of making chaotic, stupid decisions whenever the feeling arises. I get it. It might be really hard to judge your friends and tell them that they're not role-playing well. But talk to everyone before you implement these techniques, and focus on the fact that it's going to improve everyone's ability to keep their alignment and their class's role at the forefront of their decision-making. You might be surprised at how these small changes can have a huge impact on the style and outcome of your game. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe. You can always leave a comment on how training costs and grading your players has affected your game. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.